So I'm glad that you said that, because being an analog, then being digital, being internet, it's a completely different thing. So what differences in your skill sets did you have to adjust as a professional going from analog and transitioning into the internet? What did you have to do differently?
Let me put it this way, Phillip. I was working with physical tapes. And when we edited something, we had to move the tapes back and forth, cut the tape physically, join the tape again, and then move on to the next edit point that we needed to have. So it is something that took a lot of time. So when we transitioned to digital, now my tapes look like a waveform on a screen. And I said, what the hell is that? I did not understand what was going on. So I had to sit down and get explained, okay, this is this. But again, guys, we're going back to the 90s. And when we see a waveform, when we've done everything on the physical world with a physical tape, this thing completely changes things as I knew them. So now I have to sit down, learn a new technology, and try to adapt the things that I did to this new technology and the way it works. It wasn't easy, guys. It wasn't easy.
So as a follow-up to that, then, do you feel, as a media professional who's had 30 plus years in the media industry, do you feel with the advancement of technology, which makes production so much more easier, there has been a loss of discipline because people can now do it so easily and they don't understand the time that it took previously before the technology?
You want me to respond to that? I would say, oh yeah. Because basically a lot of people think that this is something that is easily done, and it's not, guys. And I can prove that to you in so many ways if I had the time. But yeah, it's discipline has been something that we have lost throughout the years. We have so much easiness in doing things nowadays. Before, back in the day, I would go to a studio to record a commercial. Now I do it from home. So discipline, if you ask me, I don't need to have that much. But you do in a way, because if you want to become a successful professional in this industry, discipline should be the first thing that you need to have. And I'm going to say why. Why? Because I am a product. You guys, those of you who want to dabble into this business, become products as well. And as products, we have to be disciplined to be able to market ourselves every time, every day, to get to know the markets, the different markets that are out there and that are demanding people that know what they're doing. I don't want rookies. Producers don't want rookies. They want experienced people. And to get that experience, the only way is through discipline. I don't see any other.
I like it. I like it. So again, we are opening this up for questions. If you have any questions, I'm keeping my eye in the chat feature. So make sure you put your question in the chat, and then I'll make sure to ask the question. With that being said, and we talked about moving forward, you said something that was really important, that branding. Branding is very, very important, especially in this day and age. Multimedia journalists, once upon a time, you could just be the on-air talent and you didn't have to do anything else. But now you have to be the person in front of the camera, the person behind the camera, the person doing all of the editing. So with that being said, at what point did branding become important to you in your career that you needed to start doing it yourself as opposed to waiting for someone else to do it for you?
I began understanding branding for me as an important matter in terms of me being a professional, because, for example, when I noticed that I was working in a market that I thought was number 11, which is not the biggest one, by the way, but when I researched even further, I found out that it wasn't 11, it was number 18. So I said, okay, I'm on market 18, I'm this big. Florida or Miami, if I would say so, Miami is a big market, but not that big. So how do I access other markets that are bigger? LA, New York, Chicago, 1, 2, and 3, respectively. Any others? Because you know what? And to me, it was a shock. And for those of you who live in Florida, For me, it was a shock to find out, for example, that Tampa, St. Petersburg, which is a smaller town, is a bigger market than Miami. So what am I doing here? Or am I going to stay local? And that's one thing that a lot of people tend to do. They stay local. And I wouldn't do that because this is a very big country. And by the way, a very big world. We have possibilities now that we didn't have back then. I can access anything in the world with certain technologies that I would love to discuss today. I hope that we get to talk about that. But with technologies that allow us to do so many things. So to me, opening up to the markets has been, getting exposed to different kinds of people that will be the ones that are going to lead me to the jobs that I need. Because let me tell you something, guys, a voiceover artist, a voiceover talent is not going to get the jobs just by sitting there and just posting things on TikTok or doing whatever it is on social media. It may happen, but it won't happen, as you need it to be. Why? Because you need representation, you need agents, you need managers, you need people that move you and expose you to the different things going on in the different markets that are out there in the country. For example, I could say strategically, what do I do in terms of marketing myself and answering Philip's question? I thought about Miami. Okay, Miami is a market which I'm going to work, to do a number of things, which I do, by the way. But I found myself in the need of being able to be exposed to other markets. So what did I do? I got representation. I got agents throughout the country. I have agents in New York, agents in LA. I'm sorry, manager in New York and LA, agents in Chicago, agent in Denver, agent in Las Vegas, agent in Atlanta, and 3 more agents here in Miami. So I have a peripheral view of what's going on in the whole country. Every different market I see, I know what's going on. And by the way, guys, I get the auditions because that's the job of an agent. That's the job of a manager. So I get to audition constantly on a daily basis, and that, makes my possibilities of being able to access those big projects, those advertising projects, with more possibilities than normally sitting down at my home waiting for something to happen, because that's not going to happen, guys. So the best way strategically to approach the markets is going to be finding reps. But to find a rep, you need to have the skills, because you need to have a proper demo. You need to have the proper business card to be able to present yourself and be considered by an agent or be considered by a manager. Because if you don't have it, they're just not going to get in touch with you. So we go back, Philip, to your question number 1, which is discipline. In order for me to be able to come up with something as a product for branding purposes that's going to allow me to, first of all, be noticed by the reps and then by the producers. That's the way I would brand a VO, for example.